What's up, YouTube? I'm still on my Toxic Rain character, and something big actually happened in the Gauntlet race today, so I just wanted to fill everyone in. So Lighty was doing Uber Elder. He's already done Uber Atziri, and this is pretty much what happened. And I'm gonna go over exactly why this death happened. It's actually something that if you play Frostblaze with Withering Step, or just in general, you will notice that Withering Step actually shares charges with your dash skills, or Flame Dash in particular. So when you think that you have a Flame Dash up and you just use Withering Step, if you use Withering Step on left click, or in this case, he uses Withering Step on right here. So you can see that he dies and he gets hit. Obviously, this is a very unlucky death. Like, even though he barely did not have the Flame Dash charge up, I think it was off by like 0.1 seconds or something. But in the end, he also has max spell dodge. And he said himself that he had to tank like 9 Shaper Slams in practice before he finally got hit. And that's just really what PoE comes down to a lot of times, especially in hardcore, is that you don't really die for so much of the time and you feel like perfectly safe a lot of times, and then sometimes you just reach the perfect scenario that instantly kills you. I will include a clip today where I almost died to some Harvest. Harvest is probably some of the most dangerous things in Gauntlet due to the aura stacking with the rares. But currently my character is doing pretty well. I'm actually the #1 alive ranger currently overall. I'm going to go over my gear. I'm like 92. I did kill Atziri. I'll include that in the clips. And one thing to note is that probably do not want to play with the MTX anymore, because the MTX adds a lot of visual clutter that actually makes it incredibly hard to see Flame Blast on Atziri or just in-game effects in general. So maybe I can write an email to GGG asking for my money back, because the MTX is actually really bad for visual clarity and just being able to see anything in the game. But let's get straight into my build and gear. So right here, you can see that Raider is kind of a graveyard. I'm right here, the only alive Raider now. But of course, a lot of people probably try hard. Ventura is always someone who's really good at the game. So this is by no means even close to being able to win Raider. And Darky is also re-rolling. But basically, Raider is kind of an interesting class in that it's very difficult to play, in my opinion, because it lulls you to sleep in terms of fake security because you have so much dodge and spell dodge. But when you get hit pretty hard. So if you don't have good movement, if you don't like try to keep Fortify up, then you're gonna get destroyed sometimes. And it really only takes like a split second to actually die on this character, and that's probably reflected in the ladder, especially for this class more than any of the other ones. It's just a complete. And like, I guess Berserker is another one. Berserker is another class that has a lot of like conditional defenses, and yeah, and you also take 10% more damage, so it's never gonna be too good. Although there's not even that many Berserkers this time around, they were actually almost all a pretty widespread mix. Let's go see the Berserkers. I actually don't know if there's any. Why can't I click this? Oh yeah, but you can see most of the Berserkers are actually dead. There's actually almost no Berserkers. So my gear currently, I've gotten every single influence item I need to actually be able to kill all the bosses. I just need to roll the items. So right now, some of the items you need is you need a Hunter or Elder Belt, like I said, a Hunter Amulet, and a Hunter Quiver. So you need to get Chaos Damage over time multi. So I was able to get the multi on this quiver, but there's not enough life. I don't want to use a quiver without any life roll on it. So it's going to be pretty hard to roll. I have been spamming Harvest on this, but it's just really hard. So this is another belt that needs life and percent life, and this thing needs +1 Chaos Gem or +1 Dex Gem. So I have the pieces, but I just need to work on crafting the pieces to acceptable level, because my life is a little low. I can't be bossing with 6.6k life. Saw that Darky actually has 7.6k life. So right now, as I'm making this video, I'm actually able to help myself in trying to process my train of thought and just see what upgrades I need. So this is the bow is the one that I started with. Now I was actually able to craft this from scratch with an essence. I think I used 6 Shrieking Essence of Dread. That gives you the +2 bow gems. And then I was somehow lucky enough to get an open prefix and open suffix, with this one of the suffixes being attack speed. So I farmed up some prophecies. I actually did more prophecies than I probably ever have done in PoE. And I did block off some of the prophecies. And I was able to get cannot roll attack mods, and I crafted on cannot roll attack mods. I exalted the bow and I got +1 gems. And then I uncrafted cannot roll attack mods and crafted on chaos damage over time multi, and that's how we got this bow. Then I was able to use Hillock Bench in in Betrayal and Transportation, and I got 28% quality, which gives me extra 1% attack speed, which is a little bit not crazy, but yeah. So this helmet, I kind of want to try to upgrade to a ward helmet, but I have been trying to roll it, and it's actually kind of hard. Because rolling a ward helmet means you need all of the stats on this, but you also need to have open prefix for ward %. And then you also want to craft on the fizz damage taken as fire or elemental damage. So I do have a ward helmet, but I'm not too sure. You can see here, this is a complete abomination. Like, I don't want anything to do with that. So this amulet is a placeholder until I get the Hunter amulet crafted. Oh, I also finally got a Despair ring. And all of these rings and influence bases are all from Gwenin and Rog. So I pretty much just gamble. I see an amulet and then I choose it. And then I try to get... And then if it's a Hunter, if it's influence, then it's good. Now Rog is the same ordeal. You buy something to craft and then you keep crafting it. And then one time they'll say add a random influence, and then you have a 1 out of 6 chance of getting Hunter. So that's how I was able to get this. I pretty much just spammed. I used 1 Reforged Caster and I was able to get this. And I decided to just settle on this because it's not too bad. It has life and dual res and despair. I think this is a T1 despair too. So that's very, very good. So this is the other ring I have currently. And I'm pretty much just using this ring for resist. It's just a life. So it's pretty much like T1 life, 1 resist, chaos res, and I can craft on non-channeling, reduced mana cost. So this chest here is actually one of the big pieces I need to replace. So in the end, we have the chest to replace, the quiver to replace, and then the belt and amulet. And the problem with replacing all of this is that we start ending up losing resist, because the chest has a good amount of resist, the quiver has a good amount of resist. So trying to get chaos.multi of life and the resist is going to be an extraordinary feat that I don't really know what I'm going to be able to do to fix the issue. So really all depends on how lucky I get on crafting the quiver and other stuff. So the chest really needs to be a pretty good piece in terms of having a lot of resist on it. So the way you craft the chest in my eyes now is to just get life and dual res like I have right here, and then multi-mod and put on spell dodge and ailment immune, and I think that might be the best way. Another way is also to spam veiled chaos orbs and try to hit life on it, and then have 2 open prefixes and the veiled hit either spell dodge or ailment immunity or ailment avoidance. So the belt here is where I get a lot of my resist from. This belt is another placeholder until I can get a % life belt for the heavy belt preferably. Now, a lot of these belts, I kind of want to use Fertile Catalyst, and I still need a Vermilion ring. So you can see there's still a lot of leeway to go, right? And the leeway is honestly trying to get the HP as high as possible to 7.6 to 8k. I have some of the Chaos Clusters crafted. I think I need to craft this one still. But it's really hard to find Harvest, and I might just have to start Chaos spamming it or using Tujin, and there's currency I get from it. So this gloves I think is about probably as good as it's going to get for now. I could try to roll it better. Ideally, I might want like life and dual res, but we'll see how that goes, as resist seemed to be a huge issue later on, and especially having a positive chaos res. I got 10% right now. So this is a pair of boots I got from my Atziri kill. I got Atziri steps. Now this is actually really well rolled. It's almost max life, and it's also max dodge for spell dodge. Now this I was able to upgrade from my old pair of boots, and this was pretty much, it was just not very good. I don't know where it went here. 6% chance to dodge spells. So I got 10% extra dodge. It's not conditional. And I also got 30% move speed and a bunch of evasion. I did lose out on a big chunk of resist, so that's a problem. So basically, this character is pretty strong now. It can do red tier maps pretty easily. I would like for the life to be more. I will probably have to do the grocery list heist to try to get Fertile Catalyst. So probably another day or two from endgame bossing. So we'll see how that goes. But basically, I just want to give a quick update. Tree, eventually you'll have to swap the cluster and drop this stuff up here. So hopefully everything will go well. And this character will still be alive by the next time I make this update video.
Here we go again. Trying hard, but you wanna be my friend. Ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. Here we go again. Call my bluff, I'ma be here till the end. I'm the one you ride, I'm the one you ride to. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out, 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 I can help you out. Here we go again. Time is up and I'm calling up my friends. Ain't no wonder why, ain't no one to ride to. Here we go again.
I hope you enjoy watching the Atziri kill. Now the Atziri kill is honestly pretty sketch if it was Uber Atziri because I can't see anything with the MTX, so I decided to take off the MTX. MTX in this game a lot of times are overly visual clutter, and a lot of times you just can't see anything when you're playing the game, and it just leads to a very dangerous experience in hardcore. And I think this character supposedly tops out around at 3 mil to 3.5 mil dot DPS, which is pretty high all things considered for SSF, and I do think that Toxic Rain is actually probably one of the best builds for this environment. I don't really know about any other builds that are currently on the track of being able to kill all the bosses besides maybe Saboteur with IMXL playing it. And yeah, I mean, Toxic Rain is definitely, all the bossing builds in the Gauntlet this time around is a lot harder. to kill all of the bosses. So it'll be interesting to see how many people are actually able to kill it and what builds are able to, because I do think that even though less people are playing this time around, it is a more interesting race rather than it being just a 2-day sprint to the finish with a completely known meta build. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you like the content, and I hope you find more mirrors and exalts than I do, and see you next time. Bye.